of the National Football League.
Representing the legendary Al Davis and the team's wheel that just win, baby. The torch is lit before every game inside of Allegiant Stadium as these fans hope it indeed drives their Raiders to victory in Vegas. As the work week kicks off tonight, another week of football comes to an end with a Monday night primetime contest between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Las Vegas Raiders. On the Rams sideline, you get a look at their head coach. These guys just about set to go in this one. Running the show across the field, the head coach of the Raiders. His guys with the crowd at their backs, and things only going to get louder once this game begins. Welcome in, everybody. Kate Scott alongside Brock Heward, and I know all of us are ready for this new season to begin. And we're off on EA Sports. Nice effort here. They're going to tackle him just shy of the 35. So now out comes the Charger offense for their initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by someone known for putting up numbers since he entered the league back in 2020, the Oregon product, Justin Herbert.
And I really think this is one of those moments where every starting quarterback in the opener, right? Week one, all has a sense of gratitude. All has a smile on their face. You're one of 32 guys on the planet that get to start an NFL season, and you want to make the most of that chance.
Short gain in the end to about the 36-yard line. Darian Porter in on the stop.
And there's heat. That blitz coming off the snap. That QB's eyes, you can see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
An early jump of the flags come in. I think this is going to go against the defense. He thought he had the timing down and could make the play, but just a hair too early.
Still second down.
Following the penalty, Brock, an easier go now. Second down and just 2. A play fake. Now Herbert to throw. That one's complete. Amarion Hampton. And they get him right at the line of scrimmage.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Throwing now on 3rd and 2. This is hauled in by Harris. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs. Double coverage, deal breaker for a lot of QBs, Brock, but less so when it's a target you trust.
You know, it's interesting, Kate, even 20-something years ago, watching Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning work, every defense would go into every game trying to double cover him, but yet those two, well, like we just saw right there, just got it done regardless.
Hampton gets it from the pistol. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet. Those are the kind of plays, an inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the ball. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long. And it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off.
No connection on the last play. Now it's 3rd down. They'll air it out on 3rd. And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete. 4th down coming up. So they couldn't throw for it on 3rd down, and as a result, they headed off the field earlier than expected on their opening series.
Keeping them off the scoreboard, well, that's already a win defensively. Not letting them even cross midfield, that's the cherry on top.
And this just gets past the 20 before going out. So here come the Raiders now for their opening him to make his starting debut. Oh, this is an exciting day for the leader of their offense.
You couldn't tell me, looking at him lead this offense out, that he's a rookie starting in his first career game. He's got the poise of a veteran and the confidence of a star. The same traits he had in school that convinced this franchise he was their future starting QB.
First carry here for Ashton Jeanty. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Can lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Working now from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Move the chain! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum. Keep that defense on its heels.
First down. First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Here's Jeanty running right. Having gained about a handful there. Brought to the ground by Dante Jackson.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
First down run, nabs him 5, now 2nd and 5. They'll throw it. Has some daylight through the 40. And the stop is made just before he's able to reach that midfield strip. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And the Raiders are going to have a first down.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
Trey Tucker makes the play. And they're going to keep moving forward, Brock, down inside the opposing 30. Give them 24 yards on that one. And that's a Vegas first down.
The numbers are pretty clear, Kate. You get explosive plays. Those explosive plays on drives lead to points. You can't ask for a better start offensively.
On first down, Jeanty. And they're going to be set up at the 11 after that play. That play good for 17 and a first down.
Had the first down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play, guys. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
Hunt trying things up the gut. Oh, he loses the football. And the Chargers think they have it, and they do. And deep in their own territory, they're going to take possession now after the fumble.
You know, this just can't happen on first down. It really can't. I mean, ball security is a premium on every down, every distance. But on first down, it is especially a killer.
L.A. bringing the offense to the line. Here's first and 10. Here's Hampton to open the drive. And it looks like they'll give him about 2 on the opening play of this drive.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play. But it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now second down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. Herbert from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Went way outside there trying to work that sideline, Brock. But by the time the ball had arrived, well, the defender had to knock that ball out.
I think you see my reaction in the booth every time
I do.
we see that throw because I can close my eyes and remember the terror that I felt as a quarterback when you let that ball go and you're throwing it all the way to the boundary. There's some risk reward, and that time, well, there was no reward.
Something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. So once again, J.K. Scott out to punt it away. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Raiders and Kareem Hunt get the ball back. And they are really starting the season off with a banger of a contest here, Brock. A chance to measure up against a division rival, and this win could be an important one to have in hand in just a few months. First play is going to be against Genty. Robbed by the first down. He met no gain on that first down run.
Absolutely no fear in his game. Even one of the smaller defenders out there isn't afraid to go charging into all those linemen and dish out some physical play himself to make that stop.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. He's going to throw it. Short pass brought in. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 5.
About set. This is 3rd and 5. They're going to try and throw it here. It's complete. This is Bowers. And they make the tackle at the 38. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
16 yards.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. Man, did he make an impact play.
Giving this to Genty. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
You want to see the term read and react to the little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
The 38-yard line.
2nd and 10. Here's a pass. It's a screen play to Genty. Pushing for the red zone. And they finally get to him at the 15. They get 23 on that one. And the Raiders are going to have a first down.
And the Raider first down. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
We'll go with Hunt on the run. Good hit on the grounds here. That's going to be a 9-yard pickup as it's 2nd down.
10 more yards. Tackle made at the 5-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and.
So we're down to 3 quarters remaining in our opening weekend of football. A couple of zeros on the board right now. We'll return to Allegiant Stadium right after this. We're back and excited to start this 2nd quarter. You excited? We're excited. Raiders in a nice spot here to put up some points. Toward the side of the end zone, but that one's incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time, but still plenty of options left on 3rd and short.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
Pass didn't work on 2nd. Let's see how that affects this 3rd down. Genty from the gun. And they're not going to get anything out of this call, Brock. He's hauled down, just getting back to that line of scrimmage. It's 4th down coming up. So 2nd and inches, they took their shot, Brock. They threw the football, as a lot of teams are going to do in that situation. But it backfires as the 3rd down run gets turned away.
You know what that effort creates, Kate? That creates that offensive coordinator never taking a shot again on 2nd and inches.
And he is stopped a long way from that. Now hang on here. The Raiders say not so fast. They've got that challenge flag out.
Previous play is under review.
Well, we all know there can be so little room for error spotting the football. And that's what's being reviewed right here. Did they get this right?
And I know both sidelines are furiously pleading their cases about what their eyes see. But fortunately, the eye in the sky and the replays will give us a clear answer.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
All right, so that challenge is unsuccessful, but still a chance to earn a 3rd one if their next challenge leads to an overturned call. Out of the gun, here's Hampton. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
In truth, Kate, kind of felt like he was lucky to get what he got right there. The pressure from this defense to go get that safety, it was on. And that same pressure, we're not going to back down here on 2nd down as well.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap to Herbert. Hits him on the out route. And he's got a decent gain before... Brought down.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
Herbert now to throw on third. That one's good to McConkey. And this winds up being an excellent play for them from deep in their own territory, up approaching that 30-yard line. Give them 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets them a first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
First down, Los Angeles.
Herbert on first down. Finds his fullback. And this one doesn't go far.
That's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Herbert throwing again. Completed over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
First down from the 42. Running it with Hampton. Finds a nice lane there. That's good for 6 yards.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Now Herbert to throw. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, third down coming up.
Safe to say there's been an early disconnect between the planning phase and the execution phase for this offense. Might be time, Kate, really to get back to basics, to the calls that you just trust the most.
Drive has gone 8 plays now as they face 3rd and 3. Throwing now, Herbert. That's caught for the first. And he's got this one down to the enemy 35 before they force him out. They'll get 16 yards on that play. And that's going to be good for an LA first down.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. Without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page, because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
And he's going to take this only to about the 31. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on second down.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
Here's Herbert. Complete here to Hampton. He's close, but he is stopped before he can get to that first down. Picks up 4.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
The third down give to Hampton. He gets the first and more inside the 15. And he's taken out just short of that marker, but a flag is out. Let's see if they're going to get a redo here on third down. Would have liked to have kept that big play, but the officials and penalties say no, and it's got to come back. After the penalty, they have 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Here's Herbert. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. A tight end that moves the chains on third down, that's a QB's best friend.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. Herbert. To the ground it goes. That's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. So it'll be second down.
Boy, offenses that connect in this intermediate zone are so effective. Getting a completion in that area, it not just sparks your offense, but it just turns that aggressive meter way up. You just couldn't quite find the connection.
And he's going to work it to the 20. That's Denzel Perryman on the stop.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Here he goes, 3rd and long. Tweeted to his running back. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field. If you show it like that, I promise you some money will follow. They finally put some points on the board. 3rd time was a charm. 3 possessions, 3 points. Usually not going to win you a lot of games.
That's going to be taken in at the 8. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. Time for the Raiders offense to hit the field. And coming off our first points of the ball game, they're going to take over now trailing 3-zip. And give up the guts. It's Jeanty. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
This offense has now left some ground to make up a little bit here on 2nd down. After that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
Looking in the air here. Setting up the screen. And he's out of bounds behind the line, so that's going to add a couple yards on to this 3rd down.
Hey, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Third and long for him here. Throwing the out route complete. He's taken down, but not before he gets this one to the 41. And we are still waiting for the scoring for anybody really to get going as we've hit our 2-minute warning. More on Monday Night Primetime in just a moment. And off to Jeanty. And the Rolls find 1 yard up the gut. 2nd down.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Setting up to throw. Going left side, Bowers has it. And he's able to cross midfield before going out.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. Straight ahead with Jeanty. He's fighting all he can, but won't get that final yard. They're going to have 4th down coming up. Timeout called by the Chargers. They're first.
It's 4th down.
As they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up. Just about a yard to the markers, and they're going to take the risk and go for this. This is Jeanty. And he is stuffed at the line. They don't get the yard they need, and they're going to catch a breather. They turn it over on downs.
Turnover on down.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
Finds him over the middle. And he's brought down in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. So gain 11 on that play. And that's going to give the Chargers the 1st down.
And those are the completions they rely on in their passing game.
Fresh set of downs now from the 39. Taking the deep shot there on first down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete.
It just kind of feels like they've met their match with this defense. So many plays, they just not ended the way they were drawn up. Fortunately, well, their defense is doing the same. You really feel like which offense can get into rhythm is going to find a way to win this game.
Back to the air, Herbert. That one's complete, right side. And they kick this down to the 28. It's a gain of 12 on that one. And that's going to be good for an LA first down. Defenders in the area, they still make the connection, Brock. It almost looked like it was just another throw on the practice field.
Yeah, this is how you just develop that just trust factor, that connection. We see it with QBs and tight ends, and the best of them make it look easy.
The timeout taken by Vegas. That's its second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. So a new set of downs. Here we go. 1st and 10. It's Herbert once more. Has him on the quick hitter. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20.
Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on second down. That playbook is wide open.
2nd and 3 now. Herbert to throw once more. Incomplete pass, and we're down to 12 seconds remaining. Ray Harris, the intended target there. So now they have 3rd and short.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Now Herbert again. That'll be incomplete, and the clock shows 10 seconds left. Couldn't connect with Ladd McConkey, and that'll bring up 4th and 3.
Dicker for the Chargers field goal. A 37-yard.
Dicker connects there, and that one was beautifully struck. It goes right down the middle.
You know that most of these coaches really don't crack that big smile until they get that W with 60 minutes over, but I see a little sly smile on that coach's face because that's terrific execution. To work those situations, to pay them off the points, they did just that.
They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. Looking to throw. Cook is hit, and he fumbles it. And the offense gets it back, but of little consequence here. We've reached halftime in this one. So a 1-possession game, Brock, after our first 2 quarters. Now let's throw it over to our pal Scott Hansen. He's got our halftime report. Not a big window for those halftime speeches. They're right back out of the locker room and set to resume play with the 3rd quarter. We'll see what the first half adjustments of the season are as they're teed up, and away we go in our second half. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. Out come the Raiders. They'll have it first to begin the 3rd quarter. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. This is Gentile. And he drives that puck backward on a gain of 4.
You know, Kate, that might be a little bit of a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. That's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
Throwing on seconds. Into the hands of Tucker, complete. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. It's a gain of 11 there, and that picks up the first.
For a Las Vegas first down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Throwing off the play fake. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. Tried getting that one to Jack Besh. And it sets up 2nd down.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
This one finds Thornton. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. They pick up 14 yards on that one. That's a Vegas first down.
Yards. And the Las Vegas first down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Running right side. Here's Hunt. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
Back now, pressure coming. Throw right side, finds Bash. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the first down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open in the short field. It's easy to zip that throw right in there and reset those chains.
Shotgun give here to Jensen. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
2nd and 10. Here's a pass. That's Bash with the catch. And he gets this forward to the 19. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Okay, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give the quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Having been in enough locker rooms at halftime, Kate, I know what the messaging was in there. Start the game out by sending a message. Doesn't matter you're trailing, run right at him.
And he brings it in. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders get 6 points for themselves. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Carlson adds the extra point, and they'll take the lead.
Raiders 7, Chargers 6.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Here's a return from the 7. Making some progress here. They're going to track him down, but a nice effort in the end there, Brock. He's up to the 38. Possession switching back to the LA offense as they head out. They find themselves trailing after the opening drive touchdown, and heck, it really set up to be an entertaining second half if they're able to answer here. Here's Herbert, 1st and 10. Going over the screen to Hampton. And it doesn't get much, up to maybe their own 40. Jeremy Chin there on the stop.
It may not look like much on the stat sheet. This is kind of good on good. An offense gets a completion, not going backwards. And the defense, well, they rallied, they pursued, and kept that screen to a minimal gain.
It's Hampton on 2nd. And he's going to have this down to the 42-yard line. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
I just love that so much, Kate. Yeah, they trailed at the break, but that doesn't deter you from running the ball. And results like that will more than likely have them lean into the run game.
First down from the 42. Again, it's Hampton. And this play doesn't work out like the last snap, right? So you can only get back to the line. Defense all over this one. And it's not just some quarterbacks, Brock. You already got to have short memories. You tell me this too. Defenses need them sometimes as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
Herbert from the gun. A quick slant. Here's McConkey. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
I'm not going to lie. I know they got a completion, and completions, you never turn them down. But to make that throw for those yards in the double coverage, that's way too much risk for that reward.
Here they go, getting set for 3rd and 4. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Couldn't connect with Ladd McConkey. And 4th and 4 coming up.
Cameron Dicker on for the Chargers field goal. A 53-yard attempt.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And they've taken back the lead. The Chargers kicking team out, and they'll send this away.
He connects now for a 3rd time, and that's the biggest of the 3 field goals he's made in this contest. Gives him the lead. Now you turn the keys over to your defense and try and protect it.
The Raiders and running back Ashton Jeanty headed back out there. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Now it's Jeanty. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. Gave away a couple on the first down run. Now it's going to be 2nd and 12.
At the 18-yard line.
He's dropping back to throw. It's a screen play to Jeanty. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler. Gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
Short pass brought in. And he reaches the 35 before going out. A 9-yard gain and good for a first down. All set to go now from the 35.
The Raider first down.
Here's a give to Hunt. Has some daylight through the 40. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. Whistles after that play for an unfortunate sight. A player hurt in the first game of the season. Training staff out to work on him. First and 10 now from the 46. A give here to Jeanty. He reaches midfield and starts driving into Chargers territory. That play made by their rookie from Michigan State.
Some offenses, well, they prefer to go run in that RPO situation. It's a safer call, a little more conservative. But in this case, it gets him just as many yards as a short completion would have.
2nd and 3 now. Back to Jeanty. He'll get them enough for a first down.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
First and 10 from the 43. Another give here to Jeanty. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. This gets down inside the 35-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And the Raiders are going to have a first down. Move set it downs for him from the 31.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Changing things up. They're going to throw now. Gets it to him on the screen. And they'll stand him up and sit him down at the line.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Chargers 31.
We've reached the end of 3 in our Week 1 opener. It's Raiders football, and they'll need to get to work. They're trailing here late.
Paid for this? Paid for this? What are we doing?
2nd and 10. Need something positive here. He'll work against the blitz. Gets his running back. Breaks the tackle. He's got space ahead. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. They get 19 on that pickup. And that's a Vegas first down.
Something out of nothing, Kate. That may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Hunt up the middle. Robbed by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
That's taken in by Tucker. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. It appears all that prep work and studying that you quarterbacks love to do in the build-up to the game, Brock, it has certainly paid off. This guy has picked apart this defense much of the contest.
This is one of those games you appreciate. There's going to be peaks, there's going to be valleys, there's going to be mountaintops. Just like pitchers don't have all their stuff every time out, well, when you do and you're electric, it's sure fun to play.
He's got it. And he's in. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders take a 4th-quarter lead. So that brought an important score here as they move out in front.
You know, Kate, this is the time of the game where fatigue starts to set in every once in a while. But that right there is a determined-looking drive. You're not going to be denied. You're able to score and take the lead.
Carlson now to add one more. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Raiders jump in front now by 5.
Raiders 14, Chargers 9.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Return coming from the 6. And he gets it up beyond the 20, but boy, did they plant him a few inches into the ground at the end of that run. Now LA getting its offense all set to go. And this pressure has been playing volleyball in this 4th quarter, partner. That touchdown just served it over their way. Now they need a touchdown to return serve, put it back on the other sideline.
Yeah, I like what you did there. And I'll keep the analogy going. We're in the final set. And it almost feels now like a must-score drive.
Not on the same page with his tight end. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams would call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you've got to count on those being efficient and effective.
On the 24 once again, it's 2nd and 10. Shotgun again to Hampton. Breaks the tackle. He's got space ahead. And that's good for a few. It brings up 3rd down.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
On 3rd down, Herbert. And that one's too far in front of him, so now they're facing 4th down.
That's a throw at this level. With so much speed and length, you got to be real careful. Rarely do you find a clean window down the middle. It would be absolutely perfect, and it wasn't there.
And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Raiders and running back Ashton Jeanty headed back out there. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. First play is going to be again to Jeanty. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just sometimes you got to run into darkness. Just go where there is no lane and hope that something opens along the way. That linebacker said, not this time.
Second and 10, back to throw. Brought in right side. And he's going to be brought down here at the 42. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
Good offenses. Good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him around in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, then go to work after.
First down from the 42. Giving this to Jesse. Robbed by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
Hey, this is why you got to be careful. You just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on second down. Throwing from the gun here. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up.
That's a veteran move right there by a rookie quarterback. You see so many rookies, we do, Kate, who try to play hero ball and force things in every single spot. But he's already wise enough to know how to throw it away.
Throw here, third down. Hits him on the out route. And he's close, but they say he did not get there. It's going to be fourth and maybe a yard.
It's fourth down.
Now the Raiders readying for the punt, and they'll turn to former All-Pro A.J. Cole for the kick. And this is going to be his first punt of the new season. And this is marked out all the way down at the 6. They'll be dangerously close to their own goal line for this series. All right, this is a little bit odd. I think in most spots we'd expect to see them decline the call, take the lost yards and down.
All I can think of here is they've got some extreme confidence, maybe hubris in their defense to make a similar type of play, but just tack on even more negative yards lost.
Now an inside give to Hampton. He's going to have this one up to about the 17-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's going to give the Chargers a first down.
That has got to be so demoralizing for that defense. You pin him back. It's a terrible field position to run the ball, but they run it right down your throat and move the chains. That stings.
That's Harris on the right side. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he can reach that 40. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
Gosh, that is so demoralizing defensively. You do everything right, you draw it up right, you get double coverage, and yet you still can't take the ball away.
Throwing on first is Herbert. On to the left side, and Johnston has it. And in a blink, they are off to midfield before somebody manages to stop him. Give him 13 on that play. And that's going to be good for an L.A. first down.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Shotgun snap to Herbert. Has him on the quick hitter. And they get there to take him down right around the 41.
It's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. On the carry, here's Dameon Pierce. They stopped him just in time. He got back to the line, but denied the yard they needed. Third down coming up.
The offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on a 3rd and short.
Trying to sneak it through. And he works this to the 38 before going down. That's a short gain of 1. And that's going to give the Chargers the first down.
Kate, is there a simpler play in football that's come to life more than the QB sneak? We see all different varieties now, but it has become so darn effective. And when you've got a tough QB that wants to put it on his shoulders, you sign up for it.
New set of downs for him. It starts at the 38. First and 10. Here's Herbert. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. It was there and just couldn't corral it. And it's going to be second down.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. They got a man open to beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
Here he is to throw. This one found by a defender instead and knocked away. Back-to-back passes failing to connect, Brock. It's 3rd down.
I'll tell you what, Kate, challenging this guy in a close game, you are tempting fate. He got one hand on it. He gets 2. It could have gone the other way.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Here he is to throw. Nice lock on that one, but it falls incomplete.
Great, I've talked to you over the years, the transition to the NFL where the windows to throw are small. On 3rd down, smaller. Put dime defense on the field, and those windows become almost non-existent.
Their hand is forced here. They've got to get this. They're down 5. Desperation time here on 4th. No good. The pass goes incomplete, and that lengthy drive ends with nothing but a turnover on down. So this one will not get it done. They're going to turn this over on down. The Vegas offense getting set for another drive now. That defensive stand might have been the final effort needed to seal away the victory, Brock, but can't quite take off the pads just yet. Offense has to finish this one out.
Yeah, a few things here, Kate, to keep in mind, right? You got to slow the game down as a quarterback. Take every second off the clock. If you're handling the ball, you guard it with your life, and you make sure your defense doesn't come on the field again. They just did their job. Now you got to do yours.
Had some room to work, and he took advantage. Give him 7. Timeout call by the Chargers. They're first. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
After that little 8-yard scoot, here comes 2nd and 2. And give up the guns. It's Genty. And that's a Raiders first down. More than that, Brock. They can seal a way to win for him. LA uses a timeout here. It's 2nd. And they'll have just one left to burn now.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Ball's on the 48. Here we go. First down. And up to Genty. And the stop is made after 4 yards. It's 2nd down. The Chargers call a timeout. That's their last one. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
So Gain of 5 on that first down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on second. Straight ahead with Jeanty. And they bring him down around the 34. He's been a fixture for them all game, and all signs indicate, Brock, he's going to remain one in the time we've got left.
Yeah, they've leaned on him in certain spots, and he has shouldered the load oh so well. Put together a game that everyone's happy with.
So they'll head up here, 1st and 10 from the 34. They'll run it with Jeanty. And he works it inside the 30. That's a gain of 7. They're signaling for a stoppage here, and yep, there's a player injured after that snap. Not what they wanted to see in week 1 as their medical staff heads out to check on him. Last run got him 7. Here comes 2nd and 3. They'll run it. This is A.J. Dillon. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. Pick up a 5 on that play. And the Raiders are going to have a first down.
Looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. You have that call you had ready, though? You can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. Going right back to Dillon. And he'll gain about 7 on this one as he gets him down into the red zone. So put this in the win column for the Raiders. And this isn't just any 1-0 start for them. They pick up what could end up being a key division victory to have later in this season. That does it for another broadcast of the NFL on EA Sports. With my partner in the booth, Brock Huard, I'm Kate Scott. The Raiders winners as we bid you farewell from Las Vegas.